welcome back. I'm Courtney and this is the Accounting Struggle, where we speak about our struggles with accounting openly and honestly. We do not run from them. And today we are going to get into some things, honey. We're going to talk about whether or not the CPA is still worth it. I have gotten this question from so many people. You know, recently the scores came out for CPA exams a few weeks ago. And a lot of people have been asking me, kind of like hitting me up, like, oh, you know, do you even feel like it's worth it? You know, I've been trying and I've been failing and blah, blah, blah. And so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's have the conversation. So first of all, if you are new here, welcome. Hey, hello, hi, I'm Courtney. It's great to meet you. If you are returning, oh my God, thank you so much for being here again. I missed you too. So y'all know, it's the thick of accounting season, busy season, tax season, and I am drowning in a sea of work and getting dragged. And I've been enjoying every minute of it. God is good. I'm very busy. So that's why I'll be missing videos, but I'll be around. I'm here. I'm out here, you know, in these accounting streets. Do not worry. I'm still here. So it's great to be back though. So let's talk about it. So the CPA exam is a very strenuous process. That's almost like the entirety of this entire channel is talking about the CPA exam and how terribly, horribly no good the process is. And so I get it. If you recently found that you failed the CPA exam or a portion of it yet again, and you're like, you know what, girl, am I even, like, what even is this for? Do I want to keep doing this? Is it worth the trouble? And so, I mean, that really depends. Obviously, that's the answer. But it really does. It really depends on you and what you want your future to look like. For me, it was worth every single dime that I spent. It was worth every hour of my time. It was worth every tear that I cried, and I cried many tears. It was worth it for me. And I got my CPA in 2019. So, but I started the process in 2016. So it took me almost 3 years to get my exam, or all the exams passed, and get the actual license. And it was a lot that went into it. And yes, it was a struggle. And there were moments where I was like, ooh, girl, I don't know. It's not, the math ain't mathin'. I don't know if I want to do this. It's not giving what I needed to give. And I definitely had those moments where I was like, I don't think I want to do this. But ultimately, I decided to keep pushing forward, and that is why I'm here, and I have never regretted it. So a couple of things you want to consider when you are trying to decide, is this something that is worth it? Is the journey something that you should continue on, or is it even something you should start on? A couple of things to consider. Number one, career area that you want to focus on. So if you know that you want to hold a role or position in accounting that requires a CPA, boom, there it is. That's your answer. Of course you have to do it. It is worth it. If it means more to you to end up being a partner, or to end up being a senior upper level manager in an accounting space, and you know that having your CPA license is the fastest path to get there, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Of course, then it's worth it. Of course, it makes sense. You have to keep going so that you can get that. If that's what you care the most about, is that job. Now, if you were like, oh, I mean, I kind of like that job, but I don't know if I like it as much as, or enough to continue going through the process of getting the CPA. If that is how you feel, if the process of getting your CPA license is enough to be like, ooh, I don't know if I want this job, if it's enough to deter you from your end goal and your end result, then accounting in general may not be right for you. Because I'm going to tell you, there will be many more times along this journey where you will be like, ooh, this is a lot. This is a lot of work. I didn't know I was going to need to do all this. And so you don't want the process of having all that work go into it, and all that money and all that time go into it, to be enough to deter you from the ultimate goal. So you really have to weigh the cost and benefit. So you have to look at the benefit of reaching your ultimate goal of becoming a partner or an executive, or whatever it is you want to do in accounting. You have to weigh that against the cost of studying, the cost of taking the exam, the cost of qualifying for the exam, the cost of whatever whatever it is you're giving up in order to become a CPA. So if you have to give up, you know, a job so that you can focus on studying for a couple of years, then yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do. So you just have to weigh the cost against the benefit and decide if it's something that makes sense to you. I would hope that whatever your ultimate goal is enough. Like if that benefit should outweigh what the costs are, because really and truly the CPA is a huge time suck, but it's only a couple of years. If you do it right, it's only 1 year. So think about it like that. Next, you want to consider money. Since I got my Cardi B t-shirt on, you want to think about the financial commitment. So yes, it is a huge financial commitment to become a CPA, a licensed CPA. There's the cost of school, of course, which that varies too much for me to ever say how much it is, but you know, you do have to get your degree, and then you also have to have that extra 30 credits so that you can become licensed. And so yeah, it is a lot of money, but the cost of the exams themselves plus the cost of the prep course, if you're paying for that out of pocket, yeah, that's a lot of money. We're talking thousands of dollars, and it is a big commitment. And if you're doing it solely to satisfy someone else's goals that maybe they set out for you, like you always grew up hearing, like your parents told you that you should pick accounting as a major, and now they say go ahead and get your CPA because it will look good on your resume, or go ahead and get it because you really, you know, we want you to, but you already know that you're never going to work in accounting. You are simply getting this degree just to appease them, and you are a performing artist, and that's the route you want to take. Then yeah, no, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I would say if it's killing you, if the process is killing you and draining you and disturbing your peace, and you don't even want this as a career, you have no intentions of ever working in accounting, then to that I say no, it is not worth it. It is not worth those years, that time, that those other moments and those things that you will miss out on just so you can pursue something that you know you have no intentions of ever using or going down that path at all. No, absolutely don't do it if that's the case. Yes, accounting is a great fallback plan, and yes, of course, having your CPA license is definitely something that is a great thing, even if you don't plan on using it. But if the process of obtaining it is just more money and time than you want to commit, and you don't even want the license, then yeah, I say it's not worth it. Don't do it. So again, kind of keeping on the same topic of money and whether or not this is worth it, there are going to be so many people who will tell you you don't need your CPA to be successful as an accountant and to make a lot of money, and that's true. It really depends on what area you're going to work on, but if you are going into, let's say, business for yourself, doing tax prep or bookkeeping or something like that, and you have this background in accounting, you can build a successful business without getting your CPA. It's all in what you want to be able to, the types of services you want to be able to offer, and how far you want to be able to take it. Without the CPA, there are certain things that you may not be able to do, but of course, if tax is your area of focus, you can do essentially everything that a CPA can do. From that perspective. And I have another video where we go over EA versus CPA, which one makes the most sense. But if that's what you know you want, because that was always the plan, and you're like, oh, do I need to get my CPA too because it sounds cool? Then no, you don't. I don't think you need to do that. But again, there are certain things that you won't be able to do, or certain services that you simply won't be able to offer if you don't have your CPA license. So yes, you can still make a lot of money, and you can still go very far in your career as an entrepreneur. But if you're working for a company, CPA versus non-CPA, you're typically going to find the most success with that license. So that's just something to consider. It depends on where you're going to work, and if you're going to work for a company or if you're going to go out on your own. So if you are going to be out on your own, yeah, of course, the sky is the limit. You don't have to have it to be successful. There are people who will tell you you don't have to go to college to make a lot of money and to be successful. And that is, again, that is true, but it just really depends on what you're trying to do. So now I want to talk to the people specifically who are not the people who are considering. The advice that I've given up to this point has been somewhat general for people who are considering getting into accounting or starting the CPA journey, if it's something that a route they should take. Now I want to specifically speak to those people who have started to pursue the CPA exam. You've started on the path, you've taken a couple of exams, or you've at least started studying for it, and you're like, ooh girl, this is a lot. I don't know if I want to do this. If that's your mindset, and now you're like, oh, is this going to be worth it? This is going to cost me so much money. I've already failed a few sections. Now I have to retake them. It's more money. It's costing me a lot of stress and drama and trauma. And I don't know if it's even going to be worth it. Like, what's going to be different? I'm going to still have the same job. I'm going to still have. So if that's kind of where you are with work and with, with this whole process, again, look at what you want to be doing 5 years from now in your career as an accountant. Where do you see yourself? And are you able to get there without the CPA license? If you do not see yourself being able to get to this career goal that you have without it, then yeah, you have to just push forward. Is it going to be worth it? Absolutely. It's absolutely going to be worth it. You're going to increase your earning potential. You're going to be able to have very invaluable life skills, like overcoming difficult or rough obstacles where you had been faced with the challenge of like problem solving. It's going to sharpen your skill set in that area. And this is going to sound so lame, but like if you can make it through the failures and overcome those, then really you're ready to take on like so many other challenges in accounting that will surely come. So yes, it's worth it. There are people who I've spoken to though who don't want to be in accounting. They started out in accounting, they found like, ooh, this, I really hate it. I've given it a couple of years. I've been doing this for 3 years now, 4 years, whatever. I just don't like it. And I don't see myself doing this. I know what I really want to do, and it's completely unrelated. Do you think I should still pursue the CPA just to have it? No, I don't. I don't think that you need it. If you have your accounting degree, that's a great enough knowledge to kind of keep going and you be able to handle whatever business you're going to handle and all of that. But to go on and still pursue the CPA license if you know you have zero intentions of ever using it, no, I don't think you should do that. So that's my short answer. So in conclusion, I will say the answer to your question is look at a couple things. Look at where you want to be in your career as an accountant, and if you can get there without the CPA and you can go all the way as far as you would possibly want to take it without the CPA, then yeah, no real reason to continue pursuing it. If the process of getting the CPA is easy and fun and a breeze to you and you don't mind, and it's not causing you any trauma or drama, and it's a walk in the park, then yes, of course get it, even if you don't plan on using it, because like it's such a great license to have and to fall back on just in case. And for those people who are like, ooh, I don't think I really need this license, I don't like the process, it's been killing me, it is a walk in Jurassic Park, and I don't want to continue doing this, should I? No. If you're not going to use it and you're not going to work in accounting at all and you don't need it to reach the heights of whatever career you're trying to pursue, no, don't continue with it. So those are my pieces of advice. Do with it what you will. So anyway, I know that this was kind of short and sweet, but I just hope that allows or provides some extra insights, because I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me asking me, do you think I should still do it? I mean, it's just so much. I've had this conversation with several people, and it really depends on you and what you want out of your career as an accountant. What I can say for me is this has absolutely been worth it. I've not regretted it. My earning potential is definitely limitless, and I'm excited for all of the things that I'll be able to do in my career, and a lot of doors have opened for me that probably would not have been opened without it. And the other thing that I will say is having the CPA license, and I'm not speaking just for me, because I do feel qualified to do the things that I do. But people will give you trust that you maybe aren't even worthy of. Like, you will earn a certain level of trust and respect just for having the CPA license that you may not even deserve. Like, you could be someone who is like a second year associate working in audit, and someone will really be ready to like hand over all of their information to you and be like, can you do my taxes for my company? And you're like, no. So yeah, it definitely helps and it holds weight. So definitely something to think about and consider. But anyway, I hope that this helped. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been sporadic because, you know, I'm very busy, but I'm out here and I'll be around. So I'll post videos when I can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for today. I hope this video helps, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.